Hello everyone, my name's Mabeen and I'm from the Marxist Society here at the university. And I just wanted to say that we, the Marxist Society, and at Socialist Appeal as well, stand in full solidarity with the movement in Iran. And it's fantastic to see so many people here in support of that movement. A few weeks ago, I read out a statement of a friend of mine who wasn't able to make it to the Marxist Society meeting because of fear of what would happen if someone found out that he was there. And he touched on many of the same points that has already been raised about not knowing what a normal life is like, and the need for the overthrow of the regime. And we took a picture in solidarity with the movement in Iran. And we'll also be holding a meeting next week at 7 o'clock on Thursday in the Nuffield to talk about the future of the Iranian movement and which way forward. If I could, I'd just like to read out a statement in support.
Okay, all right. Lovely to see you, Mike.
The murder of a young Kurdish woman, Mahsa Amini, has triggered a revolutionary mass movement of the youth in Iran. This movement is sweeping aside all the instruments of division fostered by the ruling class among men and women: Persians, Kurds, Azeris, Baluch and Arabs. All of these are fighting side by side against the rotten regime of the mullahs. But this movement has not come out of the blue. The past 5 years have been the most turbulent in the history of the Islamic Republic. Since 2018, we've seen a series of national and local struggles on a wide variety of questions, from water shortages to inflation, from privatization to corruption, as well as huge protests against the shooting down of Ukraine International Flight 752. There have also been movements against the oppression of national minorities, alongside the regime's assault on other democratic rights, and their attacks on healthcare, education, pensions, wages and more. The recent period has also seen the biggest workers' strike since the revolution of 1979. Back then it was precisely the general strike, and the strike of the oil workers in particular, which brought down the Shah's regime. The current movement has the opportunity to unify all of these struggles into a revolutionary movement against the regime itself. The working class can unlock this potential by organising a revolutionary general strike, the beginning of which we're already beginning to see. In this way, the workers of Iran lay the foundations for the ending of all exploitation and oppression, once and for all, by organising themselves as a class and seizing power. For 100 years, capitalism in all of its shapes and forms, through all of its transformations, whether it be the Shah or the Islamic regime, has proven itself incapable of taking the Iranian society forward. The time has come to build a leadership that can decisively rally the working class and the poor to excise this malicious cancer and the ruling class that defends it. This is not just the task only in Iran, but internationally. While the crises behind this revolution express themselves particularly sharply and brutally in Iran, they exist all over the world. Skyrocketing inflation and growing poverty among the working class and youth, as well as the sowing of reactionary division through racism and the oppression of women. For these reasons, our programme is as follows: death to the dictator, down with the Islamic Republic, for the revolutionary overthrow of the regime; women, life, freedom, against the division and racism; for the joint struggle of women and men, all ethnic groups and all oppressed peoples, for full democratic rights, against every form of oppression and discrimination; bread, work and freedom, long live the working class of Iran; for the organisation of a general strike to overthrow the regime and end capitalist exploitation; for a living wage, fixed contracts for all workers and public employment measures for the unemployed. To finance this, the commanding heights of the economy must be nationalised and placed under the control and management of the workers themselves. For the revolutionary self-organisation of the masses, resistance committees must be founded where there are none and expanded where they already exist. Many neighbourhood committees, in defence against the state have already been set up, particularly in the Kurdish areas, especially in Maravan, I think. Councils must be elected in all factories, districts, villages, universities and schools, and linked up regionally and nationally to organise the struggle against the regime. For the convening of a constituent assembly by these organs of revolutionary self-organisation. No to sanctions. No to any interference by the imperialists who only wish to continue the exploitation and oppression of the Iranian working masses under a new banner. No return to the monarchy. No return to the bourgeois pro-imperialist opposition. Only the masses themselves hold the key to their own liberation. Down with all oppressors and exploiters. Down with capitalism in Iran, in the Middle East and around the world. The only true friends of the Iranian revolutionary masses are the workers, peasants, women and youth in other countries, as we see here today, in the region and internationally. Long live international solidarity. For the communists, for the socialist revolution and for communism. The working class and youth need a revolutionary organisation to overthrow capitalism and throw every form of oppression and exploitation into the dustbin of history. The international Marxist tendency, which we at the Marxist Society are affiliated to, is working all around the world to build this international organisation. If you agree with this programme, join us, and especially join us at the meeting. Victory to the Iranian people, for the overthrow of the regime, and for the socialist revolution. Thank you.
Thank you.